confrontation with members of the Gotham City Police Department. All suspects are considered guilty. Otherwise, they wouldn't be suspect.
Yeah, I first joined the force because I like people, you know. I'm a people person. I like to think of myself as a people person. It's moved down here a couple years ago because I like the weather, and I decided to stay because of the people. The people. There's the people. But mostly, you know, we know everybody. I mean, like, we know everybody down here. I mean,
4148 North St. Andrews, Prowler heard not see. 4148 North St. Andrews, Prowler heard not see.
well, don't worry, we can take care of it.
I don't know who alerted the media. You already know I'm not going to talk about an ongoing investigation. It's already widely known that we've got an ongoing epidemic in this city. It looks like we've got another case of bogus right inside these doors.
Commissioner, what's bogus?
That's enough, people. Move along.
Yes, board game addiction is a serious problem here in Gotham. It's also known as bogus, board gaming addiction syndrome. And these new board games, there's a new influx of these coming into the city, which has been causing quite disturb and getting normal everyday folks addicted to these games and causing many problems. For instance, we have some of these games in case you see them. This one, these things are called gateway games. On the surface they look very pretty. The rules are not hard, and they sucker these kids and families into playing board games, which should not be fun. They're very easy to play, and so you can see the problem right away. These gateway games soak them in, and then all of a sudden their family is ruined. They have spent all the money that they have saved, and the only thing to do is to put them in rehab, which we run the world-renowned rehab here in Splinkoff. We have treated many celebrities and also many famous people. The only known cure at this time for Bo.G.A.S, board gaming addiction syndrome, is to isolate the patient and subject them to many hours of these DVD type games. If we could find, we are searching currently for the VHS games, and if we find one, we are hopeful that they will cure the patient in half the time. This Riddler character, who has been terrorizing the city by handing out these gateway games, has chosen as his most effective weapon this one here. Don't get too close. This Jamaica, with its beautiful artwork and its compelling theme and it's easy to learn rules. It's just these people have no chance. Whereas used to only nerds and isolated geeks would play these games. Now with this introduction of these gateway games, everyone is playing these games, and it is terrorizing our city. We hope to find this Riddler soon.
So what do you think?
He took the game, but left the components.
Why do you think that is?
Do you have this game?
Of course I have a copy of this game, doesn't everybody? I only play it responsibly though.
Then go back and play one more round. Let's see what we can find out where this leads to. I'm gonna go back, have the back computer analyze this. Commissioner! I found a clue.
Just put it with the others, officer.
Dispatch, this is 127. You got a traffic stop. License plate Gotham BR 549. Alright, you could just stay put there and I'll go see what we can find out about it. Just over here.
This bogus problem is becoming pandemic in Gotham. I can't believe how many people this has affected already. I know the mastermind who's handling all this, but it's connecting the dots. It's becoming the problem.
You know what I really wanted to be was a pizza maker. That's what my dream. Oh, we got a runner. Hold on, we got the runner. So, I think we got him cornered here now. Finally, I think he's really going to reveal something. Obviously, he knows something. He's running from us. We're bringing the K9 unit in now. We're going to track him down.
Ahoy mateys! Alright, we've made it to the review section for Jamaica. We're going to start out, we're going to talk to you all a little bit about the theme of this game. I wouldn't say that this game is dripping with theme, but it's pretty close. For what they have in this game, for it being a racing game, obviously they wanted to go with the pirate theme first. You got a little Caribbean, or is it Caribbean theme thrown in there. And then naturally, one of the big draws to this game is the artwork itself, and so that's prominent. That's right here on the box. It's throughout the game. The tokens, the cards, especially the player cards, with the picture that you can kind of build together as you go along. So a pirate theme, based on basically a race game. Use the island of Jamaica just as the centerpiece where you've got your racetrack going around it. So again, not a lot they could do with the theme on this, but what they decided to do, they did great. Really just gold star, you might say, for theme on this one. Liked it quite a bit. Going to come in at a 7.5 for me, the OGG for theme.
Theme, I've said before, theme is one of the most important things in a game, and unfortunately Jamaica doesn't. It's not that the theme is bad. I love the theme on this. It's that you don't get to use the theme a whole lot. It's a racing game. You're going around an island, and if it was cars or boats or other kinds of boats or anything like that, it would still have the same weight of fun with it. The combat, it gives it a reason for the combat being a pirate-based theme. But and they did so much. This is probably the best game I've ever seen as far as the people who worked out how to put the box together. And the box itself, it makes a little treasure chest. When you open it up, it looks like there's gold coins in it. And the artwork itself, whoever hired this artist needs a raise. And the artist himself needs to be rehired for every other game out there, because I never get tired of this guy's artwork. Especially how they made the diorama out of all the cards, and the whatever you're doing that round with the card actually matches up with what's going on the card. They put so much, and there's no doubt they were going to reprint this, and I'm glad they did, because I didn't catch it around the first time. As far as the theme goes, though, I can't say much more. If you watch our playthrough video, you'll kind of get a feel for. I do like how they added in history to each of the pirates. That's actually important to me, and it bumped up the score on my theme. So I love history, and when you put it with board games, you've got a winner for me. So theme overall, I'm just going to call it an 8.5. But if you know me, you know that's pretty high, and I'm not going to go much lower than that for the rest of the ratings. Okay, so components. Components, once again, they didn't have to do much with components. They did with what they had to make. Of course, it's a lot of coins, and the boats are pretty much, and cards are pretty much all you've got. But that's all you need. The components themselves, the artwork, won the day for me. I didn't even have to look at the coins and the boats, even though they were acceptable. But when I bought this game, that's the beauty of it, is when I bought this, I didn't expect. When you pay, middle of the road for a board game, you don't expect tons of components or high quality components. You just expect a fun game, and that's more than what I got. I got a bargain out of that. So the components, even better to me than the theme, and actually made the theme for me. And so the components, I'm going to give a 9. Just because of this guy's artwork right here. I mean, he pulled that all the way up to the 9 by himself.
To me, that ties in a lot with the theme, and the components on here, again, very nice. Maybe not the top of the line necessarily, but they didn't go cheap at all. Really nice. The ships are nice little miniatures, plastic, bright colors, no no chance of getting anything mixed up in there or anything. So nice there. And then even the chits that they use in here for the doubloons, the gunpowder, and the food are a good thick stock. You're going to be able to use those over and over and over without them looking tattered or worn. And again, I think one of the themes you're going to hear a lot on this is just how nice this game is, how attractive it is. You spread this board out on the table, and it definitely gets attention. So the components are a big part of that. You'll see a lot of games use wooden dice, but I like it when they take that extra second to think about it and say, well, this is supposed to be set back a little ways, so we don't want to have them rolling plastic dice. You got some nice wooden dice in here, good components for the player tokens. The artwork is outstanding, some of the finer artwork I've seen. So definitely, again, high ratings on that. I'm going to go ahead and give that a solid 8.0. for components. Gameplay in Jamaica, ton of fun, a lot of fun. This is at its heart a racing game, but they throw in that extra little bit of conflict in there where you get a little bit of battle going on. You get to roll an extra die. You can choose if you want to use your special treasures that you might have picked up. You can choose if you want to use some extra gunpowder. So again, just the pure racing game itself is a lot of fun. The way they've got the board set up with different alternate routes. Maybe you're going to go shorter and forego the treasure. Maybe you're going to go a little further around and try to gather that treasure and hope it pays off. A lot of fun, family weight game, easy for just about anybody to play, and you can play it in almost any scenario. You're going to lay it out. People that aren't normally game players are probably going to be drawn to the artwork, and then those that are gamers already are going to like the mechanics of this game. Simple but very effective, and it just leads to a good time. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of time convincing people, talking about the rules, because the rules are very simple, very self-explanatory. So gameplay itself, again, another high rating. I'm going to go ahead and give that an 8 as well.
Gameplay. Gameplay, I think it's pretty evident from how many people I've gotten to play this game, and I've only owned it for about 2.5 months. The gameplay is easy to learn. The rules, I think the rules actually won an award for how they put the rules together, because it's like a treasure map and it shows you from one to the next step on what to do. That didn't do much for me, but the fact that the gameplay itself is so easy to learn and people are learning this game within 5 minutes. They can watch one round and they get the game, one player, and they've got the rest of the game. And so gameplay, to me, if you can teach my 6-year-old how to play this game and she can learn it in 5 minutes, gameplay is a winner. And then if you have fun and want to play it immediately right after you finish it, that tells you everything. So I gave gameplay a 9.5. Replayability is the last goal for me here, and replayability is what makes this game so great. This is one everybody should have on their shelf. I'm just going to tell you right now. It's not expensive. It's reprinted for a reason, and anybody can play this game. My 6-year-old can play this game. My mother has played this game. People who don't play board games love this game. People who play board games love this game, and you can teach them in 5 minutes. I wish I was a board game salesman, and this was my product, because all I have to do is play this thing one time. I've already sold 2 copies of this game just by letting people play it I know who are board gamers, and they were like, "Well, I don't know how I've ever missed this game. I'm gonna go out and buy it. Where'd you get it?" And so now GameWorks is 2 games richer because of me, and I'll expect my check in the mail. But that being said, it's so easy and so fun to replay. I saw somewhere on the internet where a guy said in order for a game to him to be a keeper, he had to at least play it 10 times in its life of owning the game. I've owned this game for 2.5 months, and I've played it half that many times already. So to me, it's a 10. Replayability is going to be a 10. So to wrap it all up, I think we got a real winner here, and out of all the games we reviewed so far, which is not very many, I grant you, this is the one to beat. So go out and get you a copy of this game so I can get another royalty check.
So then we're going to wrap it up with replayability. You know, any more of these games can be a little expensive. You're starting to put a little bit of money in, so you want to be able to play the game more than a few times, obviously, to get your money's worth out of it. And there's no worries there with Jamaica. Yes, it's a racing game, and it's fairly simple on its face. But the dynamic between the different players, the complete randomness that comes with the roll of the dice, the different deck, and the way you choose to use your cards, makes every game a little bit different, but yet at the same time you're going to find certain people that like certain strategies, and you can decide how you're going to block those strategies and that kind of thing. So replayability on this is also pretty huge. I don't really see anybody getting tired of this too quickly. Now, there aren't a ton of components that you're not going to use in one game and you might use in another. So as far as you're likely to see most of the components in each game. And again, the mechanic, the basic of the game is a racing game. Therefore, you know what you're getting right out of the chute. But it's an awful lot of fun. And because it's so available to so many different levels of gamers, you might say, you're going to find reason to pull this off the shelf more than maybe some of your more intense games or even some of your lighter games. This is a perfect in-between if you've got a group, a couple of hardcore gamers, a couple of others that don't game very often. This is going to work out perfectly. So for those reasons, I think you do have a lot of replayability with Jamaica, and I think anybody who has this in their collection is going to find that they get their money's worth out of this, no problem at all. So the OGG, wrapping things up, replayability on this one, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. Might be a little higher if there was a little more to the game itself, but like I said, that's not a knock on it. It's pretty great the way it is. So that's kind of my final thoughts on it. Really enjoyed it.
So all the clues we picked up so far lead to the Batman being the #1 suspect.
That's funny. That sounds just like something the Riddler would say. I got a riddle for you, Riddler. What board game is corrupt? Without rules, you Jamaica them up.
Oh, I thought I had you with that one, Batman. You were pretty good at figuring that one out. I can't believe you hit me. You must.
Good job, Batman. But how did you know the Riddler was behind all this?
He's not behind this outbreak of board games. He's just a meeple in this psychotic game of life. He's being moved around. A much larger board game by a true criminal mastermind. The kingpin of the tabletop. Will Wheaton.
Hello, my name is the Riddler.